There's always a difference between having cash in the bank and then being wealthy anyways, because it is ability to create value that is called wealth. So that if the cash disappears today, you can sit down from your mind and create new source of value and then attract the paper representation of that form of value. It's the same principle where somebody who plays the lottery wins $1 million or wins hundreds of millions of naira, and then 1 year later, the person that won this huge amount of money is begging on the street. And we've seen it over and over again. It's, whether in lottery, whether in athletics, whether in reality TV shows, right? Now, the reason why they end up coming down to that level again is because while they had the money, the cash, the paper in bank, they did not have the mindset of that can create value. They may not even know how to create value. This is going to move around, so it's not like it's going to be structured like a typical presentation. So when you say money mindset, it's easy to think in terms of cash, money, but one of the weakest component when you're talking about money generally is the cash component of it, because essentially money, whether naira, dollar, whatever, is paper, right? But the significance of money is in the exchange of value. So I go to the restaurant. What is valuable to me if I'm hungry is food, right? And if I go to eat at a restaurant, because I value sating my hunger so much, I'm willing to pay 5,000, 10,000 to that guy or that woman who is providing the food I would get. Now, if that is the worth of that problem to me, so that is the value I'm being given. And then the guy or the lady that is selling the food says, this food in my bucket or in my plate that I went through a lot to cook, the value to me is 10,000 naira. So if you give me 10,000 naira, my time, my energy, my resource, and the pain and the aches of it, I will hand it over to you and collect what I think is equivalent value in naira. And that is the way to perceive money. We need to start looking at it from the viewpoint of value exchange. That mindset is what is missing. So first of all, when you're saying, I want to be rich, if I ask any of us listening to me today, say, do you want to be rich? The obvious answer is yes. But there are very few people, even in this population, I say, I want to be rich, that I will be able to categorically say that in trying to be rich, this is the value that I'm willing to offer. And that is why for solid businesses, very bright idea sometimes, that might seem that you don't necessarily need money to start, because if you can itemize what value you want to offer, no matter the profession, if you can clearly say, this is the value I want to offer, and you continue to deploy that value, you would get whatever it is that you want. The principle of giving and receiving is always constant. So if money is just a representation of value, you can actually decide that you want to deliver the value directly, and an equivalent representation will come your way. And that is the first mindset of money. And this is where the challenge is, particularly with a lot of young people. They want to quote and unquote hammer because they know that that guy that is scamming people online is getting dollars. There's no way that will be sustainable. That is not the mindset. You can have money. By the way, let me digress a bit. There's always a difference between having cash in the bank and then being wealthy anyways, because it is ability to create value that is called wealth. So that if the cash disappears today, you can sit down from your mind and create new source of value and then attract the paper representation of that form of value. It's the same principle where somebody who plays the lottery wins $1 million or wins hundreds of millions of naira, and then 1 year later, the person that won this huge amount of money is begging on the street. And we've seen it over and over again. It's, whether in lottery, whether in athletics, whether in reality TV shows, right? Now, the reason why they end up coming down to that level again is because while they had the money, the cash, the paper in bank, they did not have the mindset of that can create value. They may not even know how to create value. If you don't know how to create value, that's number one. You don't know how to continuously trade value, and you don't know how to continuously enhance the value. These three things you want to create, you want to continuously trade, you want to continuously enhance. If you don't, then what happens is no matter how much cash that you have, it will finish, because money migrates in the direction of value. The more valuable things that you have, the more money will pursue you. If today somebody is about to die and you have a solution that will keep the person alive, if the person has $100 billion US, the person probably will be willing to part with it, because life is more valuable to that person than the cash in bank. So that's the first mindset of money: value creation, value trading, value enhancement. Those things are the key mindset. The other mindset is that the mindset of abundance. The challenge with a lot of people is they tend to think that money is scarce. Now, while I'm not saying that you can pick money on the street, but when you have that scarcity mindset, when in your head, anything that comes to you, the first thing you want to say is, I do not have the resource to actually execute. You would never be able to have that resource to execute. The first step in having a mindset of abundance is to embrace the possibility of life, knowing that the resource you need will be available when it's needed, as long as you understand the concept of value. Now, most times, when you have opportunity to do stuff, the resource will seemingly not be available, but it is available, because essentially we're not creating new resource, really. Every resource that has been created by God from the beginning. So it's not like we're creating anything. What most people don't understand, it is available. Where it is what they may not know. How to get it is what they may not know. So the mindset of abundance, first of all, says the resource is available. I will get it. I can get it. I will find a way to get it. How many opportunities have you rejected because you simply think that this opportunity, the requirements, I absolutely do not have it? You don't even give yourself that chance to aspire. That is one cash or wealth mindset that you need to embrace, the concept of abundance. The third one, in terms of the mindset that you need to embrace, is to celebrate value and celebrate success or wealth in itself. I've seen it over and over that if somebody is wealthy, the wealthier you are, the more arrow you receive from people probably who are less wealthy, who don't understand the wealth or the money mindset, which is why a lot of people listening to me today, virtually all of you, at some point or the other, you've accused, Dangote, that guy, what he does is to use money of federal government. They mention another billionaire in Nigeria and say, it's because he got his money from that. I know it's a popular maxim to say, what you don't celebrate, you cannot accommodate in your life. That is very true, because what you need to do at this point is, if you find anybody who is on higher wealth and the ladder of wealth, a key money mindset is understanding that it takes a lot of understanding, a lot of change, a lot of effort to get to any significant level along the wealth ladder. So you want to celebrate it, because once you begin to celebrate it, your life expands to be able to accommodate that particular thing that you can see there. If you, all the time, when you see somebody who's wealthy, who has money, the first thing that comes to your mind is stole it, he did ritual, he did that, you will never be able to get to that level. That is the third mindset I want to talk about. The fourth one, actually, we just deal with how do you manage what you have. Sometimes when you have that cash, or when you have a bit of it, you need to understand that the seed principle is very hard. Every value you create, and you are paid in representation of value, which is physical currency, you need to understand that that is a seed that would determine, that can grow into the future that you deserve. When you don't understand the concept of delayed gratification, which is where I'm going, delayed gratification. And we've always talked about delayed gratification. Yeah, so I don't need to beat about it, but people don't seem to understand it. It's easy to say that this meme that you see around when somebody puts plenty of food on the table and say, oh, my salary is this one, don't trouble me, I will chop, so on and so forth. One, it might sound like a joke, and I don't want to be the killjoy, but remember, what you listen to, what you absorb, no matter whether it's a joke, your brain, your mind does not understand the difference between a joke and a serious conversation. Your mind is neutral. It takes information in on a neutral level and then combines it, and it becomes the reality of your life. So whether you're joking about it or you are not joking about it, those things you listen to, how you cannot wait, how you will not you cannot kill yourself, how you must enjoy the life today, becomes the reality of your mind. So you need to begin to ask yourself, how do I step down from that act of just chopping it all to understand that I need to delay gratification and put something away? Regard everything in your hand as a seed. I'm not saying you should not have fun. You might have a project for fun, but the bulk of your revenue, particularly if you're a young person, you want to put them in the soil that will continue to germinate. The fifth mindset of money is the mindset that seeks for knowledge all the time. The most important investment you are going to make is investment in yourself. If you are buying land, buying house, and you are not putting part of that resource inside you in terms of knowledge, you would end up losing the land. There's this very popular saying that if the man with the experience meets the man with money, the man with experience end up being the man with the money, and the man with the money end up being the one with the experience. That is what it means about knowledge. So if you have cash in bank and you don't have the experience, you don't have the knowledge to handle it, and this guy comes in, he has the knowledge, he understands what to do. At the end of the day, he will end up having the money, you will end up having that experience. So the fifth mindset of money is knowledge. Seek knowledge, go after knowledge, buy knowledge, do not trade it. And the scriptures, have several mention related to how you should buy wisdom or knowledge, how you should not trade it. So you need to understand that is the key mindset of money, or money mindset, knowledge seeking all the time, related to investment, related to the skill that you have. And let me just throw this to you. If seeking knowledge is a key mindset, a key pillar of wealth mindset, how much knowledge have you gained in the last 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years? Remember, a lot of people say they have 10 years experience. What they do is they have 1 year's experience, 1 year experience repeated 10 times. They don't have 10 years experience. If you just do what you are told to do, and that is all you've kept doing all the time, you don't sit down and ask, what else can I do better? How else can I make it easier, better, more, produce more quality results? What you are doing is you are repeating the experience of 1 year 10 times, and then 10 years is over, and you will wonder why your revenue personally or your business is not improving. Let me say that this last pillar is about the most important one, because at the end of the day, you cannot give what you did not have. Out of the abundance of your heart, what you have inside you, that is what you are going to speak out. That's what you're going to express out. So remember, knowledge and growth is the fifth pillar of wealth, and is the fifth mindset that is very critical. If you don't have that drive to be better every day, to seek to know more every day, you probably are not on the way to wealth. We won't be able to exhaust those mindsets that we have. I hope we'll be able to do it in a more structured format, maybe in another session, fireside conversation. But I just wanted to rant a bit about, those mindsets that affects money, that affects wealth, and that affects our psychology as a person. I hope to see you next time. Right now, I'll be allowed to rant again. Until I see you then, I need you to do me a favor. Please kindly follow us across all our social media platforms so that when we come online next time, you will be notified. Thank you.